converting a pre-tax into post-tax. And on equity, 13.1 to 11.9. Fantastic. Excuse me. I would advise this company one thing, but it's a it's their choice. I'll say, can you take more debt? You are earning so well, and if you can service your debt, which I can see you can service, you can grow faster. Accept or reject, that is their choice. But there is one area I clearly see that this company should improve. And that I will go to the production. Please look at your inventory management.
It is something to do with the last one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your current ratios are where the problem is. Friends, I'm still not finished by day. I have half an hour with me. That's your case. That's your case. It's a serious problem. What is that serious problem with this exercise? Can somebody tell me what is the serious problem that I have with this exercise that we carried out? Huh? It is comparison. Very good. Comparison is a problem. What else? The serious problem is where comparison is with industry average, not with industry best.
Benchmark.
Sir, is with the word of average. You put your legs on a burning stove. You put your legs on a burning stove and put your head inside the freezer. Your average body temperature is equal to normal body temperature. Right? This is what we have done as a small problem. Having said this, before I go to M&A, small question this young man wanted. So I didn't want to really get into it. Right? Since I promised, I'll share with you. One, red flag is change of accounting period. Second red flag, change of inventory valuation. How people value inventory. They suddenly change from LIFO to FIFO, FIFO to weighted average. Third, financial shenanigan is change of depreciation method. Fourth, which respected sir mentioned, is creation of suspense accounts. That's a clear financial. Fifth, providing and write back repeatedly is a fifth shenanigan. And I will give you one more, just for my satisfaction. Sale and lease back. Many of us, what we do is just to show sales. In that year, you show a huge sale. Next year again, you show it as received. We call this very, very important concept. Actually, before the year ends, we show a huge sale. You see, I'll sell it. Let it lie or go down. You are a dealer, no? Name लिखेगा to be financial shenanigans. So can I say something, my friends? One more you could say is goodwill accounting. I'm not getting into specifics. You all could write to me. I'll tell you where I do a course on financial statement analysis. You're welcome to come there. But the fact of the matter is, please understand, you can a simple principle in financial shenanigans. You can fool some people all the time. You can fool all the people some of the times, but you can never fool all people. That's it. So all that guys who are looking at financial shenanigans, please note, people are getting extra smart nowadays. They ask questions, they try and find money. Having said this, the last half an hour I want to devote for projects, then finish. So I like to talk about mergers and acquisitions. The point is, look at the linkage. What went wrong in Hindustan Unilever is where we end up this wonderful day. Hindustan Unilever, what went wrong? realized one thing. Over a period of time, they realized one thing. They said, we are making so much of money. We are really making so much of money. But FMCG business is cyclical business. If tomorrow economy falters, then that'll be end of the matter. So we should get into some recession-proof industries, which is not affected by economic. Then they said, what should be that industry? Right? Let me give you some industries. Pharma industry. Pharma industry normally is recession-proof. People keep falling sick, sir. In fact, when the times are bad, they fall sick even further. And this is a joke, but it is a true fact. Is the alcohol industry. When times are good, people drink good times. When times are bad, they drink because it is bad times. Third industry, though I personally never call that as an industry, because this is something I don't personally believe in. I still personally believe, like my mother keeps saying, that you can't convert it to a business, right? You can't convert it to a business. Come. There is a fourth industry which is recession free, and that industry is Hindustan Unilever went into the food industry. Because they took a conscious call that it is recession free. And how did they enter the food industry? If you want to get into any, Mr. Mani, you said that, if you want to get into any projects, you can go through it to two routes. One is organic. Organic means you will set up projects yourself. Greenfield means you will start. Brownfield means you will expand. So organically, खुद से करोगे. There is another way, Mr. Sanjay, that is known as a shortcut way of doing it. That is known as inorganic. And that's where your M&A comes in. Merger. Host of M&As. Let's understand. Bond, quality walls, Lipton, one by one, they started acquiring. Genesis of going for M&A, the basic genesis of going for M&A is you cut down gestation period. You cut down gestation period. I'm not getting into others, backward integration, right, economies of scale, we have discussed enough. Killing competition, that's why Kingfisher acquired Heidecker, they could kill competition, gaining market share. I'm just focusing on one thing, right, gestation period. If tomorrow, very simple case, and tomorrow State Bank of India wants to set up branches, it will take them 3 years to get it up and running. So if they go and acquire South Indian Bank, ready-made they'll get all the branches which is there. Okay, now comes the main part. So one of the key reasons is gestation period. So Hindustan Unilever took this call. I am repeatedly going back and giving you an example of Hindustan Unilever. They want to cut gestation period, so they started acquiring companies. Be careful, Mr. Mani, when you acquire companies, because let me give you some very important statistics. Very, very important statistics. 2/3 actually failed. 2/3 of M&A actually failed. Failed does not mean liquidated. Failed means it does not meet its original objectives. Before we go go back to Hindustan Unilever. Why do they not fail? Why? Let's look at it. For the first time today, we look at it negatively. Why do things fail? Because of overvaluation. You know what happens in M&A? You have that impulse to clinch the deal. You want to finish it off. You end up paying something higher. Why? Because you want to clinch the deal. Take any case which has failed. No one has pulled it off, right? Because fantastic job. Birla Group did a fantastic job. But if you look at take any case which failed, you will see one reason that they failed is they paid 20, 30, 40% premium. And later on they realized 40%. Second, hubris. This is ego. Hubris is ego. What it basically means is the top guy, just like Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great felt that the bigger my kingdom, better it is. Modern day management, this is Warren Buffett's statement about hubris. He says, right, it makes a lot of sense also. He says, modern day managers believe that bigger my company is, better it is for me. Need to do, because there's a third thing also which is connected to this. The third thing that is connected to why do they fail is because of cultural issues. So let me tell you one very simple thing. As I said, but I think it's extremely important for me to communicate here and tell you. Pick up any guy who has worked in Tata Group and put him in Reliance Industries. I don't know what is right or wrong. Pick up a guy who has worked in Reliance Industries for 15-20 years and put him in Tata Group. Either way it doesn't. I'm too small to tell you which is a better company. That's not the idea. I'm only trying to say it's a question of culture. Excuse me. I take over a company here, right? Guys there who are doing a wonderful job with the company. So I take over the company. And both Kapil and Akhil say, I can't get along with Mr. Menon, and they quit. What have I got? For that chairs and tables? That is where we realize, especially in IT companies, wherever human capital is important, you need known as cultural audit. A cultural audit will ensure that there is a match, and then they start with valuing the company. Three, extremely careful here when you are getting into M&A. One is, please be very clear about the valuation, because valuation, I am not getting, neither would Mr. Arvind Suvarna here. This is not a forum, but right, we do conduct workshops on valuation. And again, let me tell you, I always say this, valuation is based on an Excel, you can get any answer. You have to tell me what answer you want, I'll get that answer to you. So first thing is, you have to see how valid. Second, hubris. Don't get into a personal ego tussle here. And third, which is key, do a cultural audit. And fourth, let me add one more here, which cycle. Let me now take this out and draw an economic cycle here. Normally economies go like this, boom, bust. Normally economies go like this, boom, bust. Boom period is when the economy starts doing extremely well. Bust is, see what happens in economies. Simple. There is a demand, supply is restricted, Companies, because supply is restricted, there's a huge demand-supply mismatch. Companies keep adding capacities. Over a period of time, demand, the industry starts slipping. Moment industry starts slipping into bust, weaker ones die out. Increasing because economy is growing, supply starts getting restricted. Again, over a period of time, demand exceeds supply, and you have a boom and bust. This is how it can be 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. Take any industry, sir. Take any industry. Why only cement? Take any industry. Now I am asking a simple question. Let's finish this. Let's finish this. Now I am asking a very simple question. When is the right time to go across and do an mergers and acquisition? When is the right time to do decision? Because if it is a bust, it becomes a buyer's market. So can I give you some statistically when do the maximum take place? Actually, it takes place during boom period. Because boom period, everybody is money in hand and that power. A lot of Japanese M&A, that is one of their secrets of success. Please note, merger is far more difficult than acquisition. Acquisition basically means acquiring shares, acquiring stake. Remember we talked about 25, 50, 75? All that concepts, Mr. Rajesh starts acquisition. So acquisition is about acquiring shares. Merger is something even more difficult. The key difference in mergers and acquisitions is merger, an entity loses its existence. Merger, an entity loses its existence. So you said consolidation, I heard that. So what happens in merger is X, which is a bigger company, which is a smaller company, X survives. We call it as straight merger. We call it as straight merger. Please note Y is absorbed into X. Y is gone. The legal entity, sir, legal entity goes. That is because remember I said a company as an artificial person. A person is going.